Why no one is talking about this EV even though it's just about to hit the market, I don't know, but this IONIQ 5 sister from Genesis is a sexier version of the IONIQ 5, but it has a ton of awesome and funky tech, including an industry first. So let me tell you why this is probably one of the most exciting crossover EV alternatives to the Tesla Model Y, and we're gonna start right now. Welcome to E4 Electric. If you are interested in everything that's going on in the wonderful world of electric cars, well, you came to the right place. All you have to do is click on that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. Well, now that COVID is over, at least for now, what's spreading around the world at an alarmingly high rate are the electric crossovers. And there is no vaccine for that. Tesla Model Y, Volkswagen ID4, Ford Mustang Mach-E, Audi Q4 e-tron, Volvo XC40 Recharge, Kia EV6, and one of the newer fan favorites, the Hyundai IONIQ 5, but I can go on and on and on. But there is a new kid on the block, and honestly, even I wasn't paying that much attention to it until now, when it's just about to start first customer deliveries. It could be because I am really that bad at my job, or maybe it's because its maker hasn't really been advertising this car on main or social media, offering the car for a review to too many influencers, or even bothering to have a right email address for the PR department on their own website. Oh, and did I mention that it's launching in only 4 US states? I mean, there will be more states where you will be able to buy legal weed then there will be states where you will be able to buy an electric car from Genesis. And I understand that not everyone's comfortable buying something they've never tried before from a dealer down the street. Is it safe? Does it come with free floor mats? You just don't know. I'm talking about the IONIQ 5's little sister, the GV60, that's based on the same platform and is made by Hyundai's luxury brand, Genesis. Now, Genesis to car brands is what Frasier is to sitcoms. See, Genesis is a brand that Hyundai spun off based on its popular high-end sedan named Genesis back in 2007. You know, back in the day when tossed salads and scrambled eggs didn't have to be purelled before the consumption. Now, because the GV60 shares IONIQ 5's platform, it has inherited a lot of great specs from it, including one of the fastest charging rates on the market at the max rate of 350 kilowatts, charging from a 10 to 80% state of charge in just under 20 minutes, and the vehicle-to-load technology letting the car power up appliances and other consumer electronics. It has also inherited some not-so-great features like the push-pull door handles that are challenging to some owners, including everyone who's left-handed. Think about it. But it's got a lot of other really cool features that the IONIQ 5 doesn't have. If you look at the center console, you won't know if you're sitting inside of an automobile or visiting a local fortune teller, you know, with the glowing crystal ball as the centerpiece. You, of course, can either find out what the future holds, which most likely will include high car payments, or you can press on the start button, which for some reason is there from the Frasier times, and your crystal ball will flip into a gear shifter. Alright, that's pretty cool actually. By the way, you don't have to have your key fob with you to start the car. You can do it using your fingerprint. You don't need to have the fob or your cell phone to get into the car either, because you can use the feature called Face Connect, where you literally open your car with your face. Yeah, you just headbutt the side window and you're in with just some minor cuts. Or you can make one step to the right, let the side camera scan your face, and unlock the car that way. Either way, you're in. Dealer's choice. But one feature that the GV60 will come with is something that every single electric car owner dreams about, and it is the first one in the industry. I will tell you what it is in just 1 second, but before that, a quick reminder that this video is brought to you by Electrify America, the largest public fast charging network in the United States that provides the freedom for all EV drivers to go wherever they need to go, including coast to coast. Electrify America has ultra-fast chargers at speeds of up to 350 kilowatts for capable vehicles like the GV60. Download their app to find hundreds of locations and sign up for their Pass Plus membership for discounted charging sessions. Get started using the link in the description of this video. By the way, this is a good time to mention that the GV60 will come with 3 years of free charging from Electrify America, though each session will be limited to 30 minutes, which really should be more than enough. So guess what will come as a feature in the GV60 that has never been seen in a production EV? It is the wireless charging option. That's right, no more cords or plugs. Your car will just roll right over, suck all of the energy, and then leave. Reminds me of my college girlfriend, though her Face Connect feature was broken. There is no word yet when, where, and how much the actual charging station will cost, but it will charge pretty much as fast as the standard level 2 charger at around 11 kilowatts. Now, I know I said Genesis was Hyundai's luxury brand, but you couldn't tell that by looking at the interior of the GV60. The exterior, however, is slick and sexy, and that's one of the biggest upgrades from the IONIQ 5 that has the controversial retro look that some people love and some people not so much. I mean, to me, it looks like a Volkswagen Golf and Mick Jagger had a baby. But the sexier look and all of the cool features I've mentioned do come at a higher price. The GV60 starts just under $60,000 before the incentives, which is by far more than the IONIQ 5, but still on par with the Model Y, Mustang Mach-E, Q4 e-tron, and many others. Some other cool features worth mentioning are the side camera mirrors, 3D VR setting adjustments, full screen map view on the instrument panel, which I personally would absolutely love, a pretty advanced head-up display, and a few others. Oh, and Model Y and 3 owners, the instrument panel, you see, is this thing that car companies put in their cars when their CEO doesn't have to make that much money, where he can buy himself his own social media platform, and it's convenient. The GV60 goes 0 to 60 a bit faster than the IONIQ 5 at 4 seconds flat, but has a shorter range of 248 EPA miles. For more, we turn to the host of the State of Charge YouTube channel and the recovering instrument panel user, Tom Moloughney. All right, Tom, so as much as I like this crossover, and I do a lot, but it just doesn't feel like they're trying to, sell it. So, and even though it is 2022, and we haven't used this word in a while, but dare I say could this be a compliance car?
Yeah, so that's really disappointing to me, Alex, that, Genesis is only going to be initially selling it in 4 states. Usually when automakers make compliance cars, they'll at least distribute them to all of the CARB states. Those are the zero emission vehicle states, states that have signed on to also comply with California's strict air regulations. So Genesis isn't even doing that. They're only doing it to these 4 states initially. So that tells you that the volume is going to be extremely limited. They're not going to be sending very many of these vehicles to the US, at least initially. And yeah, that's really disappointing when we see that. Is it a compliance car? Well, it's starting out to look like a compliance car, but it may change, if the production is up in the 2nd year and they start distributing everywhere in good numbers, then, I guess it wouldn't be considered a compliance car. But the way it's set up right now with this limited availability in only 4 states, it does look a lot like a compliance car to me.
Now, I know it is based on the IONIQ 5 and it inherited a lot of features from it, but There are quite a few additions, and obviously the what I consider a sexier look. But do you think this is enough to make the extra money that people would have to pay for it worth it for most consumers?
Okay, so let me first say that I love the IONIQ 5. Quite honestly, I really thought about selling my Model 3 and getting an IONIQ 5. That's how much I love it. But that said, you know, the GV60 is definitely in another class as far as premium is concerned. And I think that's where you really have to look at the differences. I don't think customers are necessarily going to look at feature to feature and cross shop. They're going to treat the Genesis brand as an upscale Hyundai, something that's in another class as far as premium look and feel. And I haven't driven the GV60 yet, but I have seen it up close, and it does give the feel that this is a much more substantial, more premium vehicle. I think that's what buyers are going to really look at, more so than comparing tech features and saying, well, this has this and this has this. I think they're just going to look at the vehicle as a whole and say, this is a little bit more upscale. This is what I want to drive. And those are the customers that are going to go after this vehicle over IONIQ 5. I mean, it has a completely different look, let's face it. And I think that's really where they're going to get their customers, more so than people that are cross-shopping. I don't think there'll be a lot of cross-shopping with these two vehicles personally.
Now, let's talk about the biggest competitor, obviously, the Model Y. Can the GV60 compete with the Model Y?
So yeah, I think the Model Y is a better vehicle to compare the GV60 to than the IONIQ 5 actually, even though the IONIQ 5 is really a closer cousin than you say the Model Y, which is a completely different vehicle. I think there's going to be more cross-shopping with those two vehicles than there would be with the IONIQ 5. And you know, the GV60 definitely has things that people are going to be interested in. The wireless charging is one thing that I think is going to appeal to people, even though personally, I don't think I would use it on my electric vehicle. I've been plugging in my EVs now for 13 years and it's really no hassle. But I think a lot of people new to electric vehicles might think it's going to be a hassle. So the fact that the dealers, if they can properly communicate that to customers and so look, you never even have to worry about plugging in. Just pull it to your garage, the car will just charge itself. You could set a schedule, you could do all these things. I think that's going to appeal to some people for sure. And you know, the GV60 is definitely more of an upscale vehicle than the Model Y. The interior is much more premium. It has a much more premium feel and look than the Model Y. Look, I own a Model 3, so I know exactly what the Model Y is on the inside. I've lived with it for 3 years now. You know, I personally like it a lot, but I don't try to say that this is a premium car. It's definitely not. The Model 3, Model Y, they're not premium electric vehicles. They're great electric vehicles, but the interior feel and the finishes is definitely, it's far from premium. And I think that's where Genesis is going to try to get their customers from, is that, you know, look, this is a premium electric vehicle, and some people are out there looking for that. And you know, I think the charging is going to be a little bit of an issue. The Model Y definitely is a fantastic charging electric vehicle. Tesla's network is an enormous advantage to have. But, you know, a lot of people new to electric vehicles don't even realize that. So, you know, I think Genesis is going to find enough customers to buy the GV60, to buy every one that they make, because as we know in the beginning, at least, they're not going to be making many of them. Are they going to make tens of thousands of them and ship them to the US? We still don't know. So it's hard to say, but I think at least to start off with, Genesis is going to sell every one that they make. And in that vein, yeah, it's going to be able to compete with the Model Y just fine, because, hey, they're only making a certain amount of them, and Genesis is going to sell every one that they make.
If you want to see more of Tom, and I think we all do, go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube channel. I put a link to it in the description of this video. All right, looking forward to all of your comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.